On last week's show on the radio, I gave some statistics on the state of young and older men, but particularly younger men in this country who have been disparaged, marginalized.
And so we ask at all our events, so what are the odds that you've interpreted your life accurately? It's a difficult moment, difficult circumstances in the absence of care.
Well, so glad that you're here to share some time talking to someone who has had a lot of influence on my life, actually. Michael Thompson. Michael Thompson has written a couple of books. Heart of the Warrior is one of them. This one, I liked Heart of the Warrior, but King Me, I particularly like.
I do. That's kind. I'm so glad to hear it.
So Michael is a founder of something called Zoweh. Now, Zoweh is a fascinating thing. So why don't we start with kind of this, and let me lead you into it. On last week's show on the radio, I gave some statistics on the state of young and older men, but particularly younger men in this country who have been disparaged, marginalized, and essentially we've gone from a situation where men would, up until just very recently, they'd get out of school or whatever they were doing, get married, have families, and that was the norm. Back in the 50s, even in the black community, 80% of people in the black community had a mother and a father in the home. It's 24% now. So there are a lot of hurting men out there and in desperate need of healing the wound. So I'm going to read just a real quick quote, if you don't mind, from your book, because to set up, so you have an understanding of kind of what his ministry, their ministry, is all about. But this is just great. Your belief system has been shaped by a lifetime of experiences, especially during the formative years. Hurtful experiences are gateways for damaging lies. And unless someone was there to teach us how to guard our hearts, false beliefs were free to slither in, embed in our hearts, and compromise our true self, guaranteeing that we would lose our way and the life that God created us to have. So I think that encapsulates your philosophy so wonderfully.
Hearing that again and knowing that it's still, as you said, still very true, and that we ask, you were there at one of our events, and so we ask at all our events, so what are the odds that you've interpreted your life accurately? And the whole crowd, typically is, man, not likely, or zero. And I think with that quote, it just supports this idea that, a lot of things have happened to us on the journey, and not all of them, and sometimes in hard cases, most of them aren't good.
And one of the things that I think is special about the way you approached this ministry is you've identified what you've termed the false self, as opposed to the true self, the self that God wants us to be.
And so, again, the quote, those experiences that come with some kind of narrative, some kind of could be almost a cursing, if you will, and if there's nobody there to help you guard against that or help you even interpret that, that's our definition for wounding. It's a difficult moment, difficult circumstances in the absence of care. So if you didn't have a father or a mother who was attuned to the idea that, that wasn't your fault, that's something else that is coming, or helping you understand, well, that didn't go well, you did that, but that doesn't have to define you. I still love you, and let's get through this.
You did something at this encounter that I attended that I thought was fascinating. You said, how many of you guys out there had a good relationship with your dad? I actually was one of about, in a room of nearly 300 guys, were probably 15 or 20 of us that raised our hands, telling us there was a great, huge swath of American manhood that is longing for the repair of their heart. Because isn't it the truth that the battleground the enemy fights us is for this? Internally, at a heart level.
And that's where those beliefs, biblically, if you understand the heart, we're not talking about a Hallmark card, but if biblically you understand the prowess and the significance of the heart, the battle's over the heart. You matter, and both kingdoms are at war, and the enemy can really do a number on especially formative years, on a young heart, young man. If there's nobody there to help them interpret and move through some of the difficulties that we all are going to get along the way.
Hope to see you next time. If you like it, let us know. God bless.